Hey there guys, this is PK. Let's update Bitcoin and XRP. So I want to start with showing you this little mini map of where I think we are at the current point of time. What's happening right now, in my opinion, is that we are in the wave 4 of the extended third wave. So we had our, if you pay attention to the yellow count, we had a 1, 2, that was this. And now we have a 1, 2, and I think the 3 is in. So we're forming a 4, looking for the bottom of that 4. And then we're going to have a 5, where we're going to complete the inner extended third wave. So we want to long here in order to take profit somewhere over there. And the tools that I'm going to use, I'm going to talk about are like what are the most probable targets and areas for wave 4 to develop, and what can we expect in a wave 4 generally. So generally wave 4 means that that we should see a sideways correction, because the market is most of the time bullish and there's a lot of enthusiasm in the idea that we're gonna see all-time highs and everything. But considering the fact that we had a 1, 2 and a 1, 2 that were, in my opinion, sideways. So this was a flat for me and another expanded flat here. So now I'm expecting a sharp drop in wave 4, which happened, and another sharp drop in a larger wave 4 that's going to complete this magnitude impulse. So what do we have? When we measure, first of all, when we measure our wave 3, well, the most common target would be 1618 to 175. We do this. So we have, I pointed out some areas where you need to anchor your pivots for measuring. So 1 to the top of the wave 1, you anchor it there, and then to the bottom of the wave 2. And this is where it falls, as you can see up there. And this is where we actually had our the top of the wave 3, which created a big ending diagonal, in my opinion. Now when we have an ending diagonal, most of the time we're gonna have a strong reversal that is gonna come all the way down to let's say like the first target would be the wave 2, but if not, we can go all the way down to the origin of diagonal. So first we had a sharp drop to the wave 2. This is a triangle, another interesting zone of support where we might bounce. So now if this was a 3-wave move, well, we can have a W, X, and a Y to go deep down to perhaps test 50k, and then still it's going to be considered as a sharp corrective pattern and not a sideways. But we did have already a significant drop in price that is even bigger than for the wave 2. So this could also be the end of a wave 4. Now some people have, for example, the end of the wave 1 here, and they consider this to be a sharp drop for a wave 2. In this case, you might experience this to be only the first pattern of the larger structure of the wave 4. Example being, you have a zigzag here and you have a zigzag there, perhaps a triangle, and then you put your 4 here to continue on. But anyway, if that's the case, well, still you're gonna have the lowest point of your correction here, and the price might never reach this point again. I wouldn't like to see this scenario of sharp correction. In case it does, well, we have the support at 50k. Gonna shut that down, and perhaps let's take a look at this time frame. So I was battling in counting this wave development. So this can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 leading diagonal. Then a triangle, and perhaps not done, but perhaps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending diagonal. However, if I don't try to count every wave, I can also count the swings. First, second, third, sideways, again 1, 2, and 3. So this looks more like double zigzag, right? So if you cannot count the swings, count the waves, you can count the swings. The difference between a zigzag and a double zigzag is this. You need to have a motive, corrective, and a motive. And in a double zigzag, so this one would be labeled ABC. Essentially, it's the same thing. It's just that here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, and another 5. So this would go there. I think that this is a good spot to long, and I did. Not a financial advice. Then we will see if we're gonna have a wave X and down to go. But it was my interest zone already, so I don't see why not. All right, so if we have our 4 here, well then we expect another impulsive to end the third wave and back to 4 hour. If you have extended third wave in an impulse, well then the wave 5 of that impulse tends to be equal to wave 1. You can measure it again, origin to 1 to the bottom of wave 4. Well, this can end here to be a bit shorter. 1 to 1 falls here. All right, so anything else? No, that's good. Perhaps alternative, if you open a log scale, this doesn't look like it would fulfill the third wave properly. Like you want third wave to be a bit bigger than this. So the ultimate bullish count would be that this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I think it's ridiculous for me to entertain that, because nobody's going to be able to call that or to catch the amount of rise if we strike stronger third wave. However, if you measure 1 to 2, well, the wave, supposed wave 3, if we say that this is a wave 3 and we just delete the blue count, this could be also possible, but the magnitude at 4 looks a bit tiny compared to what happened here. Anyways, it's something to keep in mind that this is possible. And this, as I wrote even a long time before, it shouldn't be as deep as a retracement. Tiny zigzag and off we go to the massive bull run. All right, now you can stay if you want to listen to me rambling about XRP. So macro time frame. I'm gonna go over this quickly, and then I'm gonna go to the micro again. So every time XRP moves, there is a drop or a rise, and then there's a sideways, and there's a drop again. There's a rise, a sideways, and a rise again. A drop, a sideways, and a drop. A rise, a sideways, and a rise. Now, from what we saw earlier here, the most logical conclusion would be a drop, a sideways, and a drop, right? All this would complete a triangle. That's what logic tells me. Now, I cannot count 5 waves here, as I stated before, just like I cannot count 5 here. But the shape to me looks sharp and impulsive. However, if you put your wave E here, that means that the correction is over and now we're building our 1, 2 and a 1, 2. If not, we can count this as a flat with A, B, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So flat there, zigzag in between, and motive wave. So this is a 3, 3, 5, and this also passes as a flat. And when we build a larger zigzag, well, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a wave A. Now this would be our wave B, and now we need another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which would go with this idea that we drop sideways and we go down to finish E. I don't like the fact that if you consider this to be a triangle, well, then you need to have your trend lines pointed to the edges, like where it drops, where you have the termination points of the subwaves. We're literally dangling over here, right? Looks like it's gonna drop any moment. So this would be one form of a clearance if we have a larger drop in crypto. Again, XRP has a mind on its own, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. But if we put our wave E over here, then we might look at this as a 1, 2, 1, 2. And here's the count for that. So if we look at this as a 1, 2 and a 1, 2, well, that means that you don't really want to get left behind if XRP decides to moon right now. And here is the idea of that 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, if this was a truncation, then we have an impulse, 1, 2, and now a leading diagonal and an impulse and a retracement again. Or we have a wave A, as I said, as an impulsive, and now we have A, B, C, which can be regarded as a zigzag or a flat, whatever you want, because the retracement is good enough. And you have 5 in C. But if it was a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, as you can see, Ripple really likes to move in 3 waves. Like even here you have a diag, and you have a leading diag here, then you have a triangle. Everything is this triangular shape, and even the leading diagonal. So, all right, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Let's go even lower. So if this was the 5 of the leading diagonal, this would be the most common retracement level for the diag, which is 0, 7, 8. Yeah, it's here. It's one of the things that I'm looking at. The other one would be like every time we came here, we just bounced. So that's an interest zone. Another thing to be regarding is like what kind of a retracement is XRP forming right now. I'm thinking that the most dominant would be a double zigzag. So you have a first move, and a second sideways, and the drop. Then we have most likely a combo, sideways combo, with one move, in between move, and then the ending. As a looks like a flat to me, to be frank. So now what we need, I guess, would be another ABC. If you look at that, that would fulfill an Elliottwave pattern, and let me just scratch this for a second. If you look at the guidelines of double zigzag, you want like ABC, W, then X. You want X to kill the first channel that is formed, or first zigzag, and then to drop lower. So wave X should break the trend line formed between the origin of W and the end of wave B, as it's shown. This is where the that's how I would do it. All right, so wave X, as we said, needs to break this channel. So it broke. The next thing we do is we form another channel from the origin to the wave X and down to the W. All right, so wave X often retraces between, okay, we have the usual retracement. Let's check that. We have 061 here. Okay, we go to the W and then we measure, and it's literally 0.5. So we're good there as well. Another guideline would be the entire pattern can be channeled from the origin of W to the end of the wave X. So this is what I did right now, and drop to the W. So actionary waves typically relate one-to-one or another multiples of Fibonacci, and that means this. That means that the wave W, the size of this, should be similar to size of Y. Now if we measure, let me delete this because it's that. We measure origin to W, we go down up to X, one-to-one falls here again. This is like the juice zone and the confluence of where we want XRP. All right, I think that's all when it comes to XRP. There is an obvious invalidation of this motive pattern because this is not an impulse. And what's going on right now? This drop seems sharper, so I would call it the first impulse, and now we're perhaps forming a wave B, and then we're gonna drop again for the C. This pattern is similar for me, at least, to this one over there, like where we had a sharp drop and we formed a leading diagonal. So leading diagonal into a triangle and into a drop again. So now maybe we're gonna have similar thing. This could be your motive. Then a sideways and another motive. Already, this is just sniping things, really. We're already in a discount zone when it comes to Ripple, because we're under 0.5. So all of this should be an accumulation zone, right? All of this area. I think I can end with that, actually. I'm gonna, of course, update this on charts, but here were just some thoughts that are going through my mind of the current price action. All right, I hope it helped, and good luck in trading, guys. Have a good day.